My word. Honestly, I don't know how you guys survive in these absolutely Baltic, Arctic conditions that is the United Kingdom in the month of December. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. I apologise for the bright light that is radiating on my face right now. I might be squinting a lot during today's video. If you want to watch the Shamrock Rovers preview, tonight we play Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League, then I'll leave a link in the description to that video, or it'll be a card up on the screen. Chelsea in action again tonight, 2 more games before Christmas Day, and we are looking to continue that incredible winning run. I thought I'd do a little news video today, because there is a couple of updates, I guess you could say, on the Mudryk situation. I want to talk a little bit about Joao Felix, and then we've also got the brilliant news to address here on GBFC about the new Josh Acheampong contract. Great stuff with that one. Big news, another academy player stays long-term at Chelsea. Before we do go any further into today's video, make sure you're subscribed to GBFC. Hit the like button if you enjoy seeing me somewhere a little bit more human and not just in the GBFC office. And as well as that, if you want to get yourself anything from the Chelsea mega store for Christmas, or just in general really, maybe you don't even support Christmas or you don't like Christmas, up to you. There's going to be a QR code either here or there on the screen, and if you use the discount code GBFC10 you get 10% off anything and everything in the Chelsea mega store. So this is from Matt Law. Mykhailo Mudryk hires the law firm who helped Paul Pogba have a 4-year doping ban reduced to 18 months. Contextually, this kind of puts into perspective a little bit just how bad this could be for Mudryk and his career. I think when it comes to Chelsea, obviously Mudryk's not really been a first-team Premier League player this season. He's been doing very well in the Conference League, but it's not like for Chelsea, if we lose Mudryk, we lose a player that has been really hitting the ground running, delivering massive numbers for us in the league. He doesn't even make the matchday squads at times, but for Mudryk, this could end up being a disaster for his career. And I say a disaster because right now, it's not quite going the way he wanted it to anyway. Mudryk probably came to Chelsea thinking, going to take the Premier League by storm, going to be Chelsea's left winger for the 7, 8, 9-year contract or whatever it was that he signed. And now he sometimes doesn't even get into the Premier League matchday squad. So this has come at the worst time for Mudryk. But if we move now and take a little look at the comments from our manager, we all believe Mudryk is innocent. For sure, he will come back. I don't think Misha's career is over. I think he will come back. We don't know when. That is the only doubt we have in this moment, but for sure, he will be back. Obviously, there was a lot of talks potentially about, will Mudryk stay at Chelsea? Is this the end of Mudryk at Chelsea? And this was happening before we even knew about any potential doping problem or a urine test, that obviously now that this has happened, Mudryk won't be able to play until there is definitive clearance on whatever substance it was. And at the same time, as we saw with Paul Pogba, initially, a 4-year ban with a player of his age, that is career defining. That is something that obviously Mudryk wouldn't want to happen. I don't want to see any footballer lose their career, for sometimes they can be stupid and foolish and it's their own fault. I think when you're a footballer, you've got a level of responsibility. You've not only got the responsibility because of the fact you're on a pedestal in life and people look up to you, but also you've got a professional responsibility to yourself, to your employers, to your teammates. And I do genuinely believe that Mudryk, I don't think he'd be going out of his way to do things knowing damn well, like you don't, like footballers know, all right? They know what the repercussions of taking illegal substances are, banned sports enhancing substances. People know what is gonna come their way. There's random tests all the time. Spoke about this in the video the other day. It's not just Mudryk that gets tested. All players randomly get tested at various different points after games, I think sometimes even before games, throughout the whole season. So I don't think anyone in their right mind would be taking something knowing damn well players have got to just know. And obviously each player, you've got the Chelsea staff that will definitely know what's fine, what's not, but then all players have got their own personal staff, personal nutritionists, personal supplement people. There's probably a word for that, isn't there? I don't know what it is, if there is. But at this point in time, I think obviously all we can do as fans, as a club, manager, is back Mudryk. Now in January 2024, a big European club wanted to sign Mudryk on loan with an option to buy. That club is Bayern Munich when Thomas Tuchel was the manager. Obviously now, any potential loan move for Mudryk or any sale for Chelsea, if that was what we were wanting to do for Mudryk in January, this is not going to be happening now. Chelsea have got a player who's on the wages that he's on. We're not going to be able to get rid of him. And until we actually know definitively what is going to be the punishment, Chelsea have only got to back the player here. And I think at this point, this has come at the worst time for Mudryk. We've spoken about this already a fair amount. And hopefully there's going to be some kind of clarity to the situation and it's not going to hinder his potential any more than I guess his potential has already kind of been hindered at Chelsea. It's not been plain sailing, it's not been smooth, but fingers crossed we get some more updates on this and we can figure it out as we go. This also comes from Guillem Balaguer, Spanish journalist. The only player Enzo Maresca perhaps wasn't so convinced about was Joao Felix. The club said, please take him, we know you're going to make him better. And you are starting to see the glimpse of what he can do. The rest of the players that have come in are the players Enzo wanted. So this is not a surprise to me whatsoever. When we take it back to last summer, the negotiations for Conor Gallagher, Chelsea didn't want to sell him to a Premier League club. Atletico Madrid were willing to pay. A lot of people, myself included, thought that maybe the price that we got for Gallagher wasn't enough, wasn't as much as it could have been, but Chelsea wanted him to sign a contract or didn't offer him the contract or whatever and it didn't happen. Forget that, doesn't matter. We wanted Samu Omorodion. That didn't go through for whatever reason. I believe there was always an agreement with Chelsea and Atletico Madrid that if they buy Gallagher to help us with FFP, we would buy a player from them, one of their want-away players or someone they tried to get rid of. Joao Felix, when you think about who he is, what he does, what he brings to the side, I do feel as though he's one of those players that if any manager is going to be able to get the best out of him and we're going to see the kind of flow in football that we know Joao Felix is capable of, Enzo Maresca is that guy. And as much as when we're looking at the squad right now, you can see so many parts of Maresca coming out in these players. When we learnt what we learnt about him when he came from Leicester and we're looking at how he was as a manager, as a person, as a tactician, Joao Felix is still one of those players, similar to Nkunku, I guess, where we're kind of just waiting to see if there is a definitive space for them, or are they just going to be players that can fill in and do a job when necessary? With Joao Felix, I certainly feel as though, particularly this weekend, as we look forward to the Everton match, this is a perfect game for someone like Felix then. And I think with Maresca right now, I think it's amazing that we've got so far into the season. We're almost halfway through the season now, guys. And yet still, we're not hearing too much discontent from the squad. We have got big profile, big name players in this team that haven't been playing. The likes of Mudryk, Nkunku, Felix in particular. And still, everyone is just seemingly a part right now, or a cog in a moving system, a flourishing system. And there's only real positives right now coming out of Chelsea. I think this Mudryk news has been a bit of a dampener, but I think it's great for the club to be in a position where everything else surrounding the Chelsea narrative is positive, so that we can isolate this Mudryk news and be able to move and work around it and keep focusing on what we're doing on the pitch. Great news to end the video though. Josh Acheampong signs a new deal at Chelsea, valid until June 2029, as planned and reported last week. The verbal agreement was done and all details are sorted as CFC confirmed to Josh how crucial he is for the long-term project. Deal signed, as The Athletic confirms today. Right, let me just rub my hands together here because it's bloody cold in this damn country. The sun is out, but yet still we are freezing our bollocks off today. Josh Acheampong signing a new deal. After what we have seen over recent years with players' pathways from the academy into the first team, particularly the right-back situation, this could have gone very different, I think, if Reece James wasn't injured again. And if Malo Gusto didn't keep picking up injuries. I think Acheampong is a really talented right back. I'm sure we're going to see him play tonight. First goal is coming. Maybe it isn't, but hopefully it is. We'll see. I think Acheampong is such a really talented footballer. If you look at the way that he plays in that youth system, Enzo Maresca here is the key to making sure we get this done. right now, the way that Maresca is man-managing this squad, we bring it back to what we just spoke about with Joao Felix and how patient Felix is going to have to be, Chelsea are going to have to be, Maresca is going to have to be. If Maresca wants someone at Chelsea right now, Chelsea Football Club have got to double down and make sure he gets his man. Whether that is a signing from another club or an academy player signing a new deal, I think right now all Chelsea can do is back this manager, back this team, keep it improving, and we're absolutely going to fly. Whether it's a title race this season or a title charge next season, which I think a lot more people will get a lot more comfortable talking about next year with a title race than this season, because it's currently the in thing to do. Maresca's playing it down, I back Maresca, so I won't get that excited, but I will get a little bit excited, you know what I mean? Great news with Acheampong. I think it is brilliant to see academy players still having a pathway into the first team, and as well as that, look, to have a player that was wanted by Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, so many top clubs wanted this kid, and if you haven't seen him enough yet, fair enough, because obviously he's not been playing a lot of first team football, but for Chelsea to lock it down, right now, everything that is happening around our club, the news is positive. Wanted to address this in a video today. Looking forward to the game tonight against Shamrock Rovers. Going to be doing 6 things we learned straight after the game. Might be a bit delayed compared to normal because where my mum lives is kind of like out in the sticks a little bit, so internet is not as strong as in the GBFC studio, all the way back in warm but soggy Bali right now. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, smack a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys later. Come on, you Blues.